They have surveillance all over that building.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that they do not is insane. We know they do. They have men on the roof. When you go and visit the White House, you can see there's guys up there. Okay, they're watching you, and they're armed.
And they've got sniper rifles.
Yes, they do. So if you're going to try and tell me they don't have surveillance in that building, that is untrue. So I'm going to say this.
Yes, welcome back. I reacted on a video recently pertaining to this substance found at the White House. President Trump sent this out on Truth Social. Does anybody really believe that the substance found in the West Wing of the White House, very close to the Oval Office, is for the use of anyone other than Hunter and Joe Biden? But watch, the fake news media will soon start saying that the amount found was very small and it wasn't really, but rather common ground or aspirin. And the story will vanish. Has deranged Jack Smith, the crazy Trump-hating special prosecutor, been seen in the area of the... He looks like a crackhead to me. If you understand what is happening, Timpu recently had a segment where they had to discuss issues relating to this.
On the roof. When you go and visit the White House, you can see there's guys up there. Okay, they're watching you, and they're armed.
And they've got sniper rifles.
Yes, they do. So if you're going to try and tell me they don't have surveillance in that building, that is untrue. So I'm going to say this. That suggests they know who did it, are covering it up. Therefore, it was Hunter Biden. I mean to say this. Let's clarify. I'm not saying I really believe it was Hunter. I don't know. I'm just saying until they actually come out and say whose it was, I am just going to say it was Hunter because, Occam's razor. Well, you got a crack addict, drug addict guy with access to the White House to the degree he will not be stopped by security. They know who he is, the president's son, as probably his.
To your point, like if you're going to be in the Oval Office and stuff like that, even if you're some kind of clerk or something like that, you have to have some kind of clearance. And if you have any kind of drug history or if you lie on the polygraph test, then you can't get a clearance. So it makes sense that there would be, issues with like your average person. If you're someone higher up, like if you're a chief of staff or if you're the president or if you're, someone like that, I imagine you could probably get the Secret Service to overlook or ignore or something like that. But if it's just your average, like one of the lower tier people that actually has to work for the president or in the office, I imagine they're getting tested, and because they have to have the clearance.
It's got to be somebody who doesn't have to go through security.
Yeah, or someone that has enough clout where if they go through security can't be like, yo, weird.
Yeah, because not only could Secret Service...
Before you go into the White House, you realize you need to pass through security checkpoints like the airport. It means it must be somebody that is exempted to this. Because I don't believe it's everyone that can just have access, to enter the White House without checking.
And what level of staff member has to go through security and would be like, I've got clout and I have to go to security and they're going to find out I have this, but they can't do anything. No way.
I bet there's a lot more than we realize. Just dudes just that are like addicted and they're like, I'm not doing another day without it kind of mentality.
Like, how does surveillance not catch it? But how does surveillance not catch it? Because, the Discord leaker of all those secrets, they found him real fast. But for some reason, they can't immediately figure out who dropped it in a certain room. Like there's parts of the White House that are not monitored, where the story is this is where tourists are allowed. So there are parts of the White House where a tourist can go and is not monitored. Does anyone really buy that?
Yeah,
really?
No way.
I think they know. I'm pretty confident they know exactly whose that belongs to. Good luck figuring out.
And I'm going to say this. They have surveillance all over that building.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that they do not is insane. We know they do. They have men on the roof. When you go and visit the White House, you can see there's guys up there. Okay, they're watching you, and they're armed.
And they've got sniper rifles.
Yes, they do. So if you're going to try and tell me they don't have surveillance in that building, that is untrue. So I'm going to say this. That suggests they know who did it, are covering it up. Therefore, it was Hunter Biden.
Yes, this is Tim Pool actually making some kind of claims, and any person can think like him. Because this is not a place where you can even just imagine that something like this can be seen there. Like Trump said on that tweet, very soon you will not see this story again. It will vanish. It will end up like it was just a small quantity of this, that. And at the end of the day, you will not hear anything pertaining to that. It is to clearly tells you one thing. These people don't face the truth. They always claim like we are transparent. Every person is liable to face justice if you commit a crime. But when it happens to them, they will always look for that soft spot, to just flip off the story. I reacted to the video pertaining to Karen, where this question came up to her. I don't know if you saw that because I posted that at a certain hour.
I just don't have anything to share at this time.
And secondly, per the intrigue over the holiday, can you give any more details on where the Secret Service found cocaine in the West Wing and how it got there?
So, as you know, this is under the purview of the Secret Service. They are currently investigating what happened over the weekend, so I would have to refer you to the Secret Service on all of this. But one thing that I can share, that I'll share a little bit more information. As you know, the President and the First Lady and their family were not here this weekend, as you all reported on this, and as you also know that they left on Friday and returned just yesterday. Where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many White House, West Wing, I should be even more specific, West Wing visitors come through this particular area. I just don't have anything more to share. It is under investigation by the Secret Service. This is in their purview, and so we're going to allow certainly the investigation to continue, and we have confidence that the Secret Service will get to the bottom of this. Go ahead.
As the President said, hey, let's...
I want you to be honest. Just imagine if this same thing happened to Trump administration, what you could have been seeing on the media. It could have been, like a song. MNBC will be singing this, CNN will be singing this, reactions from different people, lawyers will be coming in. But are you even hearing anything? It is like nothing is happening. A question came up to her, pertaining to this situation. She's not able to say anything. It has been a thing for her, always running away from the real questions, people want to know. I will refer you to this, I will refer you to, that has been a thing. It is crazy. I don't know how reporters, are really feeling with these type of situations.